been concerns of whether or not these funds that we earmarked for the ICU. If you remember that the ICU, when we did the last concert, it says ICU at Shaggy and Friends for the ICU. I had this idea that since we only have 5 beds in the ICU for the whole of Jamaica, maybe we can increase it to 10. And we set up a goal and we made 100 million. But let's face it, $100 million not going to be the ICU. One bed is $150,000 for one bed. You need 5 of them. See, upwards of, right? And then on top of that, we have to get building. You have to get the building done. So I'm thinking about 3 times that. So we have enough money there was me to actually keep another concert, right? Or do other fundraising here and there, just to see how we can make this happen. Halfway through the whole thing, I think Rebecca called me and said, hey, we have a big bed problem right now because of dengue and all of that. And I said to her, why never keep Shaggy and Friends this year? No? Because, you know, I have so much things going on. I say, yo, I think I'm going to give my Little Mermaid salary towards getting some beds, you know? Which is what I said to her. Okay. And I said, she said, okay, fine. She was calling to a meeting after that. I think we had a call from a reporter from the Daily Gleaner. And she had some concerns about money not being turned over, which kind of shocked me because we really never used to turn over money. That's not really how we operated. And about equipment not being serviced and stuff like that. So I said, well, you know, I figured this would just take a conversation. Rebecca went back and spoke to the CEO of the hospital and the chairman and the SMO. And, you know, they said they don't know anything about this. So anyway, they went ahead and had a meeting. Rebecca called me back and said, hey, look like you just buying beds alone for this thing not going to work because them don't have nowhere to put the bed. So them going to need a building. She says, you know, the chairman, Mr. Benjamin, told her that, say, hey, listen, you know, we have a plan. The plan is to actually partner with Wickham, West Indies Home Contractor, and a few others, and they have a plan of about 150 million to build a facility that holds bed, which Mr. Benjamin pretty much just spoke about. So 150 million, they would need over 100 million to do it. I said to RCM, I said, hey, if that's it, but we have to do it publicly because it's a charity and that's not how charity run. So at the end of the day, when charity is being run, if we earmark something for ICU, we can't just take it and just buy beds up. We have to do it publicly, whether through a statement, which Mr. Benjamin had suggested we did. We actually did up the statement and do it. By that time, well, you can imagine how Sunday morning I get a call from my publicist while I was in LA telling me that they spoke to the Disney publicist and I need to explain this $100 million. Because $100 million, it never said Jamaican. And if you read an article where it says, me who hold $100 million back from you, you think it in any currency? Which led me into a meeting with them. Lucky enough, I explained myself, and I had great relationship, and they had great faith in me. But this article came out conveniently 3 days before The Little Mermaid here. So you can imagine how that affected not just the brand, but my relationship in moving forward in the business that I'm doing. So I had to kind of bring myself back, and Rebecca came up to LA with me, and I said, hey, let's just calm down, breathe easy. Let me get through this. So forgive me for not answering as promptly to the article as you would have liked, but I'm doing a live television show. And I am trying to kind of learn a song women don't know. It's not my song. The man tell me say it live. And when I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the head of Disney and the head of MGM and the head of this and the head of that, that's got a little bit of pressure. So I told her when she came, I said, I don't want to hear no more Shaggy and Friends. Let me just focus on this. Anyway, we did it. We're successful, and now it's time to get back to what this is about. Because we earmarked it for that. The main thing, you have to understand this. We had a letter that came to us from, and I'm talking full transparency here, that's what I'm saying, from the ministry that called us to come in and have a conversation about how the money that we've collected and how we should spend it or whatever it is. That was the gist of the letter. I found out a little strange. Now, copied on the letter was myself, Sharon Burke, and Rebecca. I was overseas. And in fairness, I did not answer the email because I figured I them of it because me over there. So, in their defense now, they normally don't get letters from the ministry. How they deal with the ministry is through the hospital. That's period. This is the first time we get letters from the ministry itself because let me explain something to you. When we started Shaggy and Friends, the first meeting we had in my little living room there, so I think William was there a lot. When we had all the sponsors, it was clear. Now remember, 10 years before that, or 9 years before that, I used to just take my own money and just deal with it. Call Dr. Ennis and say, tell me what you want. And he said, boy, yes, I want this machine and I want that. And I cut him a check and him deal with it. Now it's a charity situation, and we're doing this thing. All the sponsors made it clear to me at that point, said, Shaggy, we will come on board for this, but we do not want to involve government. That was what they said.